And we're live! Yay! And we're getting an ad. Yay!
That is the most successful going live we've ever had.
Is that true?
Yes, we've always had problems.
Skip this ad?
You don't want to watch your own ad?
No, man. I want to be live. Hello! Hi! We made it! Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me.
Oh yeah, I should test that.
Hello? Hello? 1, 2, 3. So I would argue that the phone is a bit tall, but is that the lowest it could be? It is, right?
It is, yes. Unfortunately.
I wonder if you could take the monopod off and put it on a chair instead to make it lower. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's probably an option.
Hi! Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, sounds like Tracy can hear you.
Tracy, you can hear me? Why is this so slow?
Sorry, what?
I don't see the chat's not, sorry. What I'm saying is that the chat's not loading up for me. I don't see it here.
You don't see Teresa's comment?
No, I don't see anybody's comment. Do you want it?
I was just gonna come over a bit.
No one wants to see you.
That's true.
Hi everyone! I don't know who's there. We're just gonna sort out a couple of things because we haven't gone live in a while.
We've also never done a double camera live setup.
Double camera.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
I'm trying to figure out how to see the chat so that I can respond to you guys. It's not working right now, so today.
Oh, her message finally came through.
Oh, it's just super slow.
Yeah, maybe. But there shouldn't be much of a delay. It doesn't look like there's much of a delay on the actual video feed.
Okay. Maybe I'll start. Hi, everyone who's there.
We got 7 people.
Welcome to the first live stream of the year, actually. I said that I would do more. Hey, Folka. Folka's digging for her goodies in the back. Okay. How's everyone doing? I have been repotting a lot of plants because of the plant wall. I don't know if you guys saw. And I've just gotten really tired, so I thought it'd be a good motivation for us to do this together and make it fun. Yeah, so spring is around the corner. I'm super excited about that. The weather's been absolutely gorgeous in Seattle. Of course, today is cloudy. But yesterday was super sunny. And so, yeah, great timing. I'm going to, my first pick, I don't know how many plants I'm going to repot today, but my first plant I'm going to attack is this Alocasia Regal Shield. It is looking quite, here, you guys can see. We don't need this paper. You guys don't need to see where I live.
Is our address on there?
Yes.
Oh, good job.
Good job. Good job, us. Can you guys see that? Not really. I mean, you guys can see the leaves. Trying to figure out the other camera's like on the ceiling. So yeah, it looks like it needs to be repotted. There's probably going to be some roots that need to be removed, and we'll just see what's going on in here. I'm not going to pot this into a bigger pot. I'm hoping that I will be able just to reuse this one. Fingers crossed. Have you guys been repotting a lot of your plants? Last year, I was still repotting all my, well, I was still repotting plants like well into September. there was just too many, and I just, yeah. Okay, while Dan is figuring out the technical difficulties, I'm gonna get started. Let's get started. I wish we could listen to music, but it's not allowed. How's everybody's Sunday going? I want to be able to see these chats. Okay. So what I normally like to do, yeah, I gotta remember to tilt this, is usually I just take the fork. Yes, fork is my chosen tool to repot plants. Although somebody told me that I should leave the forks in the kitchen. Thank you, but I will continue to fork my plants. That's what I like to do. I'll remove my coffee so I don't get dirt in it. Oh Lord, look at us. Look at all them roots. Oh my God, there's so many corns. It's like busting out of this. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's grown a lot. Hi, Teresa. Oh, but then now you can't see how many people are there, or who's there. No, it's all very, we're trying to work this out. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Cool.
Or 4, I don't know how many there were us.
Because we're all over the place. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me now that I can see your chat, or see the chat. I'm just here repotting some plants, and hopefully maybe you guys want to repot some plants as you're watching this, or chatting to me, whatever you want to do. Have people been buying a lot of plants? Have I bought any plants lately? I did. I bought the Alocasias, which where did we post it to? A store? Was it a story or was it a short? It was a short. Yeah, we posted a short about the new purchase that I just made. I bought an Alocasia Silver Dragon, and I got a little Tradescanti for $3 in a 2-inch nursery. So that it's doing okay after I repotted it. Look at these corns. Can you guys see? These corns are like, how's the image over there?
The framing is good. We're getting an error about the resolution, and I'm not sure how to change it.
Oh.
Our stream status is poor.
Great.
Yeah. It looks more or less fine on the tablet.
Okay. Okay, well, if you guys can't hear me or can't see, let us know in the chat so that we can fix it. Yeah, or try to. I got technical support over there, aka my boyfriend. Okay. Oh my God, trying not to like break the corns or the roots. Are any of you huge fans of Alocasias? Look at this root. I find that water roots get really, really long like this. So yeah, I got the Silver Dragon, which is a plant that I wanted for a long time, and actually it's the second time I got it. I made a music video saying goodbye to the last one I killed within 48 hours. Did it even last that long? I don't even know. How many of you have killed a plant with 48 hours? That must be a record, right? So if there's new chats coming in, I'm not seeing them here.
Yeah, there's not.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh man. I usually don't show you guys this part, or most of this, because it's slow and just work, because it's stuck. Okay. So one of the pot, I mean, people worry about how they're going to repot it if they're using net pot. I just find it it's okay if you break some of the roots. Look at this root. Cool. Oh my god, it is very pot bound. So we're gonna tease this out. Ooh, so many corns everywhere. I wonder how come they haven't bloomed though. We'll put those on the side. Look at this. Corns. Alocasias actually produce babies pretty easily. Oh, does Wilco want to go outside?
Yeah.
It's potty time.
And I think to fix the error, I would need to stop and restart it.
Okay. We have to stop the stream, guys, to relaunch. Yeah,
we'll be right back, I think. Hopefully.
We'll be right back to fix the quality of the stream.
Hopefully. Be right back.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm gonna do that one more time.
Apparently we're restarting the stream again.
But it gave me a warning
About?
what I did.
Ooh.
Now it's giving me an error again. Now it wants me to go back to the thing it gave me a warning about. Gosh darn it. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay, restarting the stream. Excellent condition. Loading. Come on, you can do it. Hello? What's it doing? Stream health is excellent. We are streaming. It looks like it's just buffering.
I wouldn't get too stressed out about it. Just do what you can. I'm just continuing working on my project over here.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like we're good.
Okay.
People might have had to reload.
Okay. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. We're up.
We're back! Yay! We always have problems. It's
Just not
okay.
good enough, yeah.
We'll get better with time. Look at this. This corn is super dried up. I am going to tease out this root ball because I feel like I didn't do it the first time I repotted it last year. Well, maybe I have. No, I have actually. But yeah, I'm just going to get all these corns out and pot them up. Look at these, so big. And this one, so small and dry. I don't know how long before do they dry out after a time if they don't bloom? I don't know. I'm not very experienced with Alocasia corns. Because normally they just bloom on their own. I don't really have to do anything. Any Alocasia fans out there? Alocasias!
I'm not sure anybody's watching at the moment.
Aww. That's okay. To be expected. Nobody's watching me. I do whatever I want. Yeah, yeah. Do. I should be on Twitch doing this.
Yeah. Oh, we're up to 4.
Ooh, 4 people. Hi. Let's say hi. I don't know who you guys are.
I still think 2 of them are us.
Oh. Anybody there? Hello? Hello? Anybody who loves alocasias? I'm teasing out the root ball because I feel like there's some rotted roots and I want to get rid of that. Giving this guy a root trim. Root trim. Do you guys trim your roots when you repot your plants? Oh, this one has a big hole in it. I don't want that. Look at all these corns. You guys see all the corns that I've gathered in the corner here?
Jan said hi. You see that, right?
Hi, Jan. Are you repotting any plants today? We're gonna have a repotting party.
I'm gonna take the dog out.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Who likes alocasias? Give me a high five. You repotted yesterday? What plants did you repot, Jane? Jan, sorry, Jane. There's no E. You got any questions for me? For the first time ever. Was it scary? Were you nervous? I think dealing with the roots is probably the most nerve-wracking part because you don't understand it. I've gotten better. I realized that plants are very resilient and yeah, they find a way to make it through. What's this? Look at all these corns. I'm going to collect all these corns and I'm going to plant them at the end. Calatheas. I used to like calatheas. Calatheas are very finicky, meaning I can't make them happy. Syngoniums. What kind of... Oh, I actually don't have that many syngoniums. Do I have any at all? I don't think so. Arrowroot. Arrowhead? Yeah, arrowhead plant. I think it's the common name. Yeah, usually when you repot, your plant's gonna get a little stressed out, but it's okay. It'll bounce back, especially with spring right around the corner. I don't know where you live, but I notice here in Seattle because it's so gray normally, but once we get like, you know, good sunshine, the plants really respond really well to it. And yeah, they usually recover really well. Hi, Alex. The roots, you know, are rotten. Like, okay, so for example, these roots are nice and white. And when you touch them, they're nice and firm. So this is a good root. Let me show you a root that's rotted. This one's definitely rotted. It's mushy. And this is, well, this wasn't completely rotted, but definitely wasn't in good shape. So it's basically about the texture and how much moisture it's holding. Like this is pretty, like it's still moist, but it's very firm. So that's how you know. And that is, you can apply that to most plants. Yeah, even my Hoyas that have really thin roots, it's the same thing. Even though the roots are thin, they're still really firm. Plus you really want juicy roots, like really thick roots like that. That's healthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually pull off a lot of these small lateral roots because the plant doesn't really need them. And when you're repotting, I feel like there's a higher risk for them to just not do well and just end up dying anyway. So you're kind of being proactive about it. Any other questions? Yeah, I have to repot my Monstera deliciosa. Oh, look how rotted this is. It's a big rot. See, this is why I think it's important to go inside and look at your plants to see what's going on. Because that is not good. It's a big corn though. And it hasn't rotted all the way. So maybe we'll let that dry out and replant it and see what it does. You're welcome. What are you doing? What are you up to this Sunday? Are you gonna repot any plants, Alex? More corns. Who wants some alocasias? I miss going to in-person plant swaps. Do you guys have any of those where you are? Oh, you're in Sydney. Monday morning. Going to work? Where? Oh, Sydney. I actually have never been there. I've only gone to Cairns to go scuba diving so I could see the Great Barrier Reef, which was super cool. But I've never been to Sydney. It is, you guys are approaching your winter time, right? It's fall right now, is it? I always forget. Because you guys are opposite. Opposite. On the boost. So that root is not great. Took that out. If you tug on the roots and they kind of just fall apart, it could go. You don't need it. It's actually really funny. I have repot a Birkin, but I'm scared because, oh, it has gnats. Actually, Jan, if it has gnats, it's actually a good idea to repot it outside. So just do it in an open area and remove all the dirt, because the babies, the larvae, is what you really want to get rid of. The adults, they don't live that long, but what they do is they have a lot of babies, and that grows in the soil. So actually repotting it and removing all the soil and then putting in new soil is what you want to do to help remove the fungus gnats. And doing it outside will kind of make sure they leave your house rather than stay there. Yeah, just be gentle with the fork, because I guess when you look at it, it looks like you're being really rough, but I actually find that it's fine. Especially, you're kind of like using it as a comb too, and I feel like if the roots it's not strong enough to be combed through, then I feel like it's just not strong enough and doesn't deserve to be there anyway. That's how I feel about that. I feel that alocasias are going dormant is dramatic, but they'll come back. The main thing about alocasias is, just don't water them don't soak them when they're dormant, but you don't want to leave it super dry. But they come back, and I feel like when they do come back, it's not like you're starting from like a baby plant all over again, because the plant, it depends on the size of the tuber, and so the larger the tuber, the larger the plant's going to be. Yeah, I think a couple of mine are going dormant, but they'll come back soon enough. What are people's favorite plants? Favorite types of plants? Do you guys have any favorites so far? I have a Birkin. It's very small, and I haven't been taking care of it very well, so it's yellowing. I think I'm letting it dry out too much, but I want to put it in a terrarium. If I could, I would grow all my plants basically in a giant terrarium, aka a greenhouse. Yeah, just take it slow. I usually feel like, I don't know, you're kind of like making love to it. Making love to your planty. What about some wishlist plants? What are people hoping for? I haven't actually been wanting any new plants lately. I've just been trying to take care of the plants that I have, you know, dealing with the plant wall. Yeah, so the alocasias were like kind of my long time wish list plant, so I have those. I'm actually planning to do an alocasia wall behind me. So I'm just gonna have all my alocasias there, looking fine. And I know that a lot of people struggle with alocasias because of spider mites. And I was just talking to my friend, and we were talking about how, like, this is, for both of us, this is pretty much year 2, year 3 of owning houseplants. And we were saying that how this year, yeah, I would say the past 6 months for me, I haven't actually had any spider mite issues. And I was just like, why is that? And she pointed out a really good point, which was that we haven't been buying new plants since the pandemic. So because of that, we haven't been bringing new plants home from the nursery or whatever as often. And so we're not introducing new pests into our home environment, which is awesome because spider mites are so annoying. Syngonium Fantasy at a local hardware store. Score. I think hardware stores are like the best places to look for plants just because it's just so affordable. Plant prices, how are plant prices in Sydney? Have they gone just as crazy as it has in the States? Hello, baby. They can't see you, can they? Okay, moss poles. That's interesting because I actually gave up on moss poles mainly because it's so hard to keep them moist. But I know Craig, I forget his last name is, but you know, he's Australian and he loves making his moss poles. I feel like people who live in more tropical areas, I don't know, they just have an advantage. You want the Micans? Micans is really cool. Hi! Is it Ericos? Ericos vlog? Hello, how are you? I'm repotting a Alocasia Regal Shield? Yeah, Regal Shield. Look at this root. I'll pull that off. I don't even know if I want to keep this one. Look how long this is. Craig, yeah. He makes everybody super envious. I envy him. Makes everything look so good. His plants are so beautiful. $35, yeah. Plant prices going through the roof. It was just like, I'm really into Hoyas, and I've basically stopped buying Hoyas since the pandemic because the prices have just been crazy, but also like I just have so many plants that I have to take care of already. But I was just kind of looking through Purge the other day on Facebook. $65 for a 2-leaf, I think it was a rooted Hoya, and it wasn't like anything like super special, but I was just shocked that people were paying those prices. So crazy. Okay. Micans is a lovely plant. I actually had trouble with it in the beginning, and I think I finally got the nutrients right. I feel like it is a hungrier philodendron in comparison to some of the other vining philodendrons. So I think it just needs a little extra love for its velvety leaves. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Hello, are you from the Netherlands, Ericos? Yeah, I feel like, well, I think, you know, there's going to be some plants that are cheap here and expensive somewhere else. But I think the pandemic has really drove prices just through the roof because everybody is stuck inside and they all want a urban jungle now, which is awesome. But man, I don't want to pay $65 for 2 leaves that you may or may not be able to grow into a plant. Or people, you know, selling stumps or chunks that they're called now these days. What am I doing right now? I am just root trimming a little bit, just getting rid of all the skinnier roots. Where in the Netherlands are you in? Whereabouts? Plant shops have been closed for 3 months here. Oh wow. They just opened, but only very limited people per day, and they have a 20-minute, yeah. So we haven't really had that. People, like businesses, have tried to stay open as much as possible, but I haven't really been going out to go plant shopping, as it is not an essential activity. But it's also different, I feel like, you know, versus a place like New York. Seattle just doesn't have the same population density. A little bit north of Amsterdam. Cool. I really love Amsterdam. I think it's one of this you might not be happy to hear this, but after Paris, I think Amsterdam is my favorite European city. I just really like how chill it is, and everybody seems really friendly, but I also love all the canals. It just makes the place really unique. And of course, it's also all the coffee shops. Yeah, Amsterdam's awesome. I remember having trouble crossing the streets in Amsterdam because of all the bicyclists, and like I was just like not used to having them. They ride their bikes so fast. Scary. Tourists. American tourist does not know how to cross the street. Isn't everything expensive? I mean, Paris is more expensive. Yeah. I haven't been there in a long time. I haven't been to either places in a long time. Everything's expensive these days. I guess it's all relative. Do you ride a bike everywhere as well? I think that's really cool that that's such a big part of the community. They try to do that here in Seattle. They've like built bike lanes everywhere. And the biggest problem is, or the biggest difference between here and Amsterdam is that in Seattle there's like so many hills, and I mean steep hills. Hills where if it snows, buses will slide down them. So I don't really ride my bike as much as I used to. But it's a great way to get around. Aw, you guys, you're making me miss Europe so much. I want to go back and just chill out at the canal. So beautiful. It's such a cool city too. I remember like just loving the architect and so with the corns, did you call them? Yeah, with the corns, the bulbs, yeah, you just replant them. So as long as, so they'll kind of extend out like this, and you could just rip those off and plant them. So put it like an inch underneath, just so that it doesn't dry out completely. You don't want to put them too deep, I don't think. I feel like they just kind of root pretty easily, so an inch should be fine. Ooh, it's growing a brand new root. Look at that. Look at this corn, guys. Holy cow. You see how big that is? Yeah, this guy definitely needed to be repotted. Yes, so the clay balls, I usually call them leca, but yeah, they're really just clay balls. And those are actually really good for alocasias, if you're planning to do that, Alex, or use it for that. What year did I visit Amsterdam? I don't know. I used to live in London for work. And so because of that, it just made it really easy. I mean, that's one of the things, like when you live in Europe, it's just so easy for you to go to one country to another. So yeah, I used to country hop a lot when I was there, taking advantage of the fact that I was living there. So no, I don't know what year it was. I've been to Amsterdam maybe 3 times. Yeah. So easy to, you know, kind of do it as a layover or just over the weekend. I'm sure so much has changed since I've been there. It's been 10 plus years. The soil mix I will be using, so this is pretty heavy in peat, and I'm using a self-watering pot for this guy because alocasias are really thirsty. So I have a dryer, I'll show you guys. I have a dryer medium here, which is just made of perlite mainly, and leca balls, and some ponds from Lechuza. But I'm only using this because this was kind of left over from my plant wall. Otherwise, I would still probably use this. It's fine. I'm much more of a bigger fan of inert mediums these days, meaning medium that doesn't biodegrade. So rocks, clay balls, and things like that. Because I just feel like it really provides really good air circulation and drainage for your plants. And I tend to be quite heavy-handed when I water. So I'm very prone to overwatering. So having a more inert, drier medium that is very well draining works better for me. So I think partially when you are thinking about the medium, you got to think about your own behavior as well as your climate. Because if you live in a really dry place and you use a very dry medium, that means your plant's going to dry out a lot. And if you don't want to water as much, your plant's they're not going to be very happy, especially your alocasia, because they are thirsty little babies. Yeah, London's pretty great. Lived there for almost 5 years, 6 years? I can't remember now. 6 years, I think. And then I had to move back to New York. The architecture, I think I missed the architecture the most. It's all that history. It's funny because last night I was watching Plantarina and her repotting tip video, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like doing all the things she's telling me not to do. But I'm like, it's okay. she was just saying that, like, you know, you don't need to remove all the soil, and you don't need to, you know, trim the roots very much. Like, just do it a little bit because you don't want to overstress your plant, which I agree with all of that if you can get away with doing it. But for me, I feel like I just want to remove as many of the rotted roots as possible. And also, I'm not reusing this medium. I'm going to use new medium that is different from this because this holds a lot more moisture than versus the rocks and the perlite and stuff that I'm using. So from that perspective, these two mediums can't just be potted in with each other. So it just needs to be removed from the roots so that you have a consistent level of moisture surrounding the roots, so you can get a happy, healthy baby. Okay. So I usually spend quite a bit of time kind of just cleaning out the very base of the plant, just because I want to make sure there's no rotted parts, because you can actually see, it's probably hard for you guys to see all the way over there. Can you guys actually see this part? Can you see? Yeah. So this part, I feel like, is very sensitive because that's, you know, it could lead to rot, that area. So I like to, like, really clean that out while you're at it, while you're here, right? I wouldn't do this every single time I repot. I would only do this once every other year, if that's even necessary. But I think this is the second time I've done this with this plant, and it's bounced back. Okay, so I'm just gonna start removing a lot of the smaller roots because the plant just really doesn't need it, and I feel like it helps reduce the chance of root rot. It's growing a new root right there, so pretty. Last night I stayed up pretty late watching a interior design show. Does anybody else here like interior design? Well, it wasn't really just interior design. It's called The Great Design, the British home improvement show, sort of, where they go and they buy a plot of land and they build a house from scratch. These people are crazy. Like, they've never built a house before, and this guy quits his day job to go build his family home. It looked very stressful. I did not want to do that. What's everybody else gonna do with the rest of their Sunday? I'm gonna repot a couple of these plants with you guys. And it's pretty gray today. Is this supposed to rain? Probably looks pretty wet. I have so many more plants to repot. I don't want to do them. Getting your hands all dirty. I really hurt my, like, getting like carpet tunnel from doing all the repotting after the plant wall. Kind of silly. Who goes and unpots 200 plants in a weekend? Christine does. Oh, my legs fall asleep. Time for a break.
Jake's there.
Jake? Hi, Jake! Put the vodka down. You don't know what's in my cup. What are you drinking over there? Huh? Hello. Vodka. Will vodka help with carpal tunnel? How's your propagations going, Jake? Is anybody else propagating plants? We're drinking the same thing. I have not been propagating any plants. Well, I guess I have, just not like the way Jake's doing it in a propagation box. We have a propagation box, but I haven't looked at it in like 2 weeks. I'm just not, it's fine. It's in there. It has humidity. Winter is never kind to our plants. They hate it. But you know what? I've learned that if you don't water your plants, really like reduce, like hold back on watering, your plants will do a lot better through the winter. I feel like over the winter, root rot is like the #1 killer. Oh my lord! Don't tell me what to do with my eyebrows. It's really funny. That's just the way they are. They're naturally just beautiful. Yes, I have not been gifted with thick eyebrows, and I don't care. Just like, you know, I don't have the highest bridge on my nose. I'm not gonna go get like plastic surgery and nothing. You should love yourself for who you are. Anyway, winter propagations. Actually, winter is a great time to propagate your plants because you could use a heat mat and, you know, obviously a box to increase the humidity to really help help them think it's summer. Really love that. Jake, did you kill any other plants over the winter? I remember the first winter, I don't know how many plants I ended up killing. Because you don't know better. It's okay. I feel like it's just a learning process. Thank you, Dan. That's what you got mods for. Something hit like a corner of my room. What do you mean something hit, Jake? Volka's eating her food.
Yes.
That's good. Oh, my calatheas. Everything is dying. Everything's dead? Oh no. Was it getting good light? If it's not getting good light, you don't have to water it as much. I almost say don't water your plants until they look like they really need it, and then you give them a little bit. Or just give them a little bit. Like 25% of what you normally would give them. Because in the wintertime, they're kind of just chilling. Just chilling. Waiting for the sun to come back out. I think this is good. Whoops. Let's get rid of those. All right, let's see how this looks. Ooh. Looking clean, so just mainly trying to get rid of. Okay, see you later, Jake. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, what was I saying? I forgot now. Anyway, just continue cleaning this off. This could go a lot faster, but I'm not in a rush. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm gonna trim a little bit more of this, just like that. All right, I think it's ready. It's ready. It's beautiful, baby. So you try to get as much of the dirt off as possible when you're changing the medium. It's all about getting consistent moisture. You don't want one part of your plant to, you know, be super moist down here and then super dry somewhere else. You want consistent moisture. It's how they like it, basically.
If you slid to your left an inch or two, it would be better.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll put this to the side. I'm gonna have to go get more perlite. Because I don't think I have enough potting medium. So let me go do that after this. Cool. One down, 50 more to go. All right. Let's clean this off. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go get more potting medium and drink some coffee. Yes, I'm drinking coffee, not vodka. I can't have alcohol anymore. It gives me a major headache. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, it's raining like crazy. Dusty. Ugh. Dusty, dusty, dusty. Did anybody see my she shed video? Or is it short actually? The other day I redid there's a closet in the balcony. So I redid that so that I could put all my plant supplies out there. So that's where I just went to go grab the perlite. So here it is. I just put it there, you guys can see. Yeah. Let's move this coffee. Because no one likes perlite floating in their coffee. So usually with the perlite, I would wet it and kind of rinse it off because it's really dusty and it's really bad for you if you inhale it. So I probably should be wearing a mask doing this, but we'll just try to stay away from it and not stir it super crazy. Just want to mix it around a little. I've realized that I can grow almost anything in perlite and it'll never get overwatered, which is awesome. I don't have a problem with my plants being too dry. I have a problem with keeping my plants not dry enough. All right, gonna leave that. So let's move this guy away a little bit. Has anybody tried to grow stuff in perlite? I think one of my biggest, I wouldn't say most valuable, but I learned a lot about plants just purely by playing with the different mediums. And I find that experimenting has been helpful because you kind of get to see how the different how the plant reacts to the different mediums. And you're like, oh, this works because it's light and airy and it really enjoys that. That looks pretty good. I think one of the things about repotting plants that I don't love is the mess it makes. Constantly vacuuming and getting perlite everywhere. Only if I had a greenhouse. Hint, hint. Okay. Water it more. So after you repot your plant, you should always water it, of course, because it got dry. And press it down a little to get it firm. This is going to be a problem because this alocasia probably should have been planted down a little further. We could have done that. Should I redo it? Maybe this was too tall. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in the pot. Yeah, it's not gonna work. We're gonna have to take this out. It needs to go deeper. Deeper. So one of the ways, which I probably should have started with, was just putting in there first. And then put in a bit of medium. So that you can just easily lift it up to the height that you want it. So with alocasias, the roots can actually form from this part of, I guess you call it the bulb. And so I'm going to actually bury it lower because it's kind of top heavy. And I'm not worrying about it rotting the bulb too much because I am planting it in perlite. I just need it to stay put, and I can also add a couple of pieces of rock at the end if I want it to help stabilize it until the roots anchor itself again and it won't constantly fall down. I don't really use top dressing for my plants, especially my house plants, just because it holds too much moisture, because you want good airflow. And yeah, top dressing just doesn't really promote good airflow. All right, that's looking good. Although I forgot the corns. I guess I could pot them up somewhere else, or I can dump this out a little. I'm so good at this. I only have to do it 4 times to get it right. Okay. Leave. Stay. Stay. Okay. Actually, slide over and stay there. It's not going to stay put. It is just so top heavy. Okay. Great. So with the corns, can you guys see? Okay, here we are. Yeah, so I'm just going to rip off the little tails. It doesn't need it. And just...
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Ta-da! There we go. Yeah, so just get rid of that part. It'll dry out by itself anyway. If it doesn't, you know, blossom, bloom. What's the right terminology? Look at this root. I mean, this bulb. I'm gonna leave this one out. This one looks like it's gonna rot. Just put them all in. They're not all going to bloom. Some of them just dried out. Can you guys see that I'm ripping this up? Yeah, okay. If you wanted to put it in a separate pot, that's fine. I'm about conserving space and also time. I don't want to have a pot for each plant. It just drives me crazy. So I've started consolidating everything to make my life a lot easier, and I have to say, I like it a lot more. Like, I just repotted all my succulents that are out on the balcony into 2 really big planters, and I love it. Because it used to be like, you know, 20 pots of them. Now, there's only 2, so I just water them, and that's it. Okay. I squoze them to make sure they were still firm. Otherwise, I don't want to put them in. And if they're dried up, toss them. Okay. Now back to filling it with perlite. Nobody has any questions? Okay. Anybody here keep succulents? I don't know why people don't like succulents. There's like so much succulent hate. People also say they're really, really hard to take care of. I don't know why. I think mainly it's probably because it's not getting enough light and then you guys water it. Yeah, that's a bad, bad combination for any plant, really. But succulents specifically because they have very thin roots and not a lot of it. But I find them super easy. I really neglect them. They just sit out on the balcony and I water them when I remember to, which is not very often. All right, 1 plant down. How many minutes later? Almost an hour. Yep. So now all I do is water it and it'll be done. Ta-da! Well, it's been an hour, and if no one else has any questions, I think maybe we'll end this live stream. What do you think? Perlite dust, sorry.
I mean, comfortable, like maybe take a moment to move around again, but you can certainly keep going. Our battery should be good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to stay on a little bit.
We have, even though they're not chatty, it says we have 9 concurrent viewers. 9 or 10, I'm not sure.
Okay, cool. Oh man, it stretched my legs. Ugh. What was I thinking? I was thinking that I should probably do live streaming more often if you guys were down for that, because I don't know, I kind of enjoy it, especially, you know, with all the social distancing that we have to do these days and not being able to go to plant swaps. I miss being able to talk to people about plant stuff. How are you guys been filling in that need? I don't really feel like, you know, being on Facebook or Reddit, all of those, it helps a little bit, but it's less of a, it feels less like a community. Although I try to be more active on my local Facebook page, which is really good. There's a lot of plant lovers here in Seattle, but I don't know, miss the in-person interaction, and also just seeing people smile, like literally, because we're all walking around with masks on these days, so we don't really get to see each other's face. You know what I'm realizing? Realizing that there's a bunch of corns in here. All right, let me dig them out while I'm talking to you guys. Yeah. So I have one friend that I've been seeing on a regular basis. We're doing social distancing walks together when the weather is nice, so that's been super great. Yeah, because I wasn't doing any socializing prior to that, and we just started doing that when the weather got a little bit nicer. How's everyone else coping with the pandemic? Anybody want to share? So other than plants, because we're not going out as much and just having less to do, I would say, outside, I started doing keeping aquariums back in September. It's been a lot of fun. Has anybody else here been keeping fish for a hobby? I love the plants. I almost think I love the plants more than I love the fish. I recently just got some pea puffers. They are so cute. I will share them on my story one of these days. They are so adorable. They're like round little yellow cute peas swimming around in water, wagging their little tails. I absolutely love it. Their little googly eyes looking all around. They're super inquisitive. I'm looking for corns if anybody's wondering what I'm doing. Because apparently there were many in here. Some of them feel dead to me. I don't know. I'm no expert in Alocasia corn growing. In the beginning, I really had I didn't really understand alocasias, but now I have a much better understanding. Much better. It's on my Alocasia video. I shared it with you guys there, if you want to know. All right, I'm going to stretch my legs, drink some coffee, and maybe move on to another plant. Be back in 5? Yeah, let's do that. In the meantime, I can water the plant. Can you mute me? Is that a thing?
I know.
It's fine if you don't. Just don't want them to hear all this random noise.
Just turn it down. Part of the reason was they can hear random noise. You can keep talking. Oh my god.
But I don't want to do that. I want to take a break. So we can get ready to do the next one. I need to put these corns in a pot or something. I don't know, just throw them in here. This beautiful trash can. But they've made like so many, what's the word I'm looking for? It has appeared in many of our videos. All right. Oh, thanks. That was a good idea. Alrighty, I'm back. What's the next plant? The next plant. Let's look around. There's so many plants to repot. I don't want to do it. I could do that one. Anybody out there have any preferences of what type of plant they would like to see me repot? If I have it, I will do it. I have a Stramanthe Trio Star that could probably use a look. 2, maybe 3 Calatheas. Monstera deliciosa. Let me know if any of these interest you, or I have some cactus and succulents that I have to repot together. Peperomia, begonia, spider plant, anything. Any plant you can think of, I probably have one of them. 'Cause I'm a plant hoarder. What? What else? The philodendron lime probably needs some TLC. Anybody interested in that? You guys not gonna help me out? Because I could just clean my hands and call it a day. I did good with my repotting. Nailed it. Oh, maybe we should bring it over here. You want to bring it over here so everybody can see? Everybody can see. Here it is. Ta-da! I watered it. It has a bit of water in the reservoir. Let me see if it's touching. I didn't check that. Nope, it is not touching, so that's good. There it is. This is where it's gonna live. Grown bar babies. The leaves used to actually be a lot bigger. I don't think it's getting enough light, so. But it is still putting out new growth, so that's nice. It flowered over the winter as well. Really love how big these leaves are. I mean, this one's not even that big. I've seen them like the size of me. What are people's, I guess, largest plant that they have? Mine is the Monstera deliciosa, which I do love very much, except it's very, very big. And it's a monster.
Where's that going?
It's going back over there. I don't think anybody's there, so I think we're gonna end it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for everyone who came in and hung out with me for a little bit. Maybe we'll try to do it again.
We just gained a viewer.
Just gained a viewer. That's fine. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up, and maybe next week, or maybe next week we could do it again. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If this is going live or being viewed again, I have no idea. All right, bye. It was nice talking to you.